Let's just get straight into the meat of the topic now. There's two main factors, in my opinion, which are going to affect your time when it comes to your network marketing business. Now, the first one is your individual time management, and that goes to you putting in plans and goals, I suppose, as to what you're actually going to do on a day-to-day basis within your business. So if you don't allocate any time, let me just move this a sec. If you don't allocate any time to specific tasks, you can quite easily kind of go off on a tangent or get trapped in specific areas, not really paying too much attention to what you're doing or how long you're focusing on it. So it is really important that you allocate time for tasks. That way you can also allocate time to the most important tasks. And as we know inside the network marketing, that is the income producing activities. So that is your individual time management. And that's not actually what we're going to discuss too much today, because you are probably fairly content and you're aware of that already. What we're going to talk about is the second factor, from my point of view, which from my experience and having a lot of friends in the industry who are leaders in the industry as well, it is something that is the biggest challenge for you in terms of your time and freeing up time in your business as you move forward, and that is your team. Now, you may watch and you could be brand new in the industry, not got a team yet. You could be, a few people within your team. You could have started to go into double figures, hundreds of people. It doesn't really matter. What this is, though, is it's going to give you an insight into what you need to do as you move forward, because I've no doubt you guys are obviously going to have aspirations to, grow. Sorry guys, just a phone call coming in there. So I've got no doubt you have aspirations to grow a successful and large organisation, large business, and this is definitely going to help you out. So let's get into it. So the principle behind what I'm going to share with you is that when you have an existing team, it starts off with obviously a few people, and it's relatively easy to manage. Now, if people have questions or they want some of your time, it's very easy for you to give it to them, because you do not have much or you do not have many people that you have to interact with within your organisation. However, already what the network marketing industry is, and it very quickly hits a little bit of a growth spurt. Duplication occurs, and your team will start to grow. Now, what happens as your team grows, you have to set the right tone from the very beginning. Now, the reason I say that is because some people get into bad habits and they establish bad patterns for the team, the way they do business, and it's very difficult to break that pattern. Just let me get this thing off of here. So what I'm referring to there is, I was at an event probably about a year ago, close to a year ago, with Ray Higdon, and he mentioned something that stuck with me at the time. And at the time, I'll just give you a bit of background on this, is I had grown a pretty large organisation, and my team and my organisation were taking up quite a lot of my time. And he discussed management mode, which hopefully you are familiar with. If you're familiar with what the term management mode is, just drop a 1 in the comments so I know. Now, what he talked about is when you fall into management mode, you're obviously spending more time trying to get your team to do things than you are focusing on you doing things that need to be done yourself, the income producing activities. Now, what he also mentioned, which was the standout point for me, is everything in your business needs to revolve around systems. Now, if you have someone ask you a question in your business, you should never ever answer a question that cannot be passed on to other people. So for example, if you spend 10 minutes on a phone call with someone answering a question within your team, that is a complete waste of your time, because you cannot pass that information on to anyone else. So you have to have a system which allows you, for when you grow a team, you introduce people to the business model, they introduce people, it starts to expand and duplicate. Well, what needs to happen is there needs to be a system which allows passage of information, where people are able to have the same questions answered without your time being required over and over again to answer the same questions. Now, guys, as you're watching, if you have, and no doubt you've seen this, you've probably got chat groups in your business, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's a different, you know, Messenger or whatever chat forums you've got. If you are familiar with this, just give me a thumbs up in the comments if you are familiar with this. People asking for the same information over and over and over and over and over again. So if you see that in your organisation, in your business, in your team, just give me a thumbs up in the comments. I'm sure you're going to be able to relate to this. It could be that someone is after the office number for your particular company's local office. It could be, you know, information, basic information about how to process a customer order. It could be absolutely anything. But common questions that are just repetitively asked all the time in your chat forums, where it's very difficult to do, you know, to pass that information on to other people. Now, that is the key here, is what I'm going to go through with you is the way I manage it and what has worked incredibly well for me, which has helped me to free up a ton of time in my business. Good evening, Simon. Hope you're well, buddy. I just seen, just before I jumped on the live tonight, that you had a little bit of a bump with the family, buddy, so I hope you are okay. I was going to send you a voice note after this live, actually. So yeah, I hope you and the family are well, buddy, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. So guys, going back to the topic, now, what I'm referring to, I'm going to go through some details on exactly how you can execute this like a pro, and honestly, if you do anything from this, just, you know, take note of it, and make sure that you apply it into your own business as it begins to grow. It's so easy to just pay lip service to this initially as you've got half a dozen people in your team, then maybe 10, 20 people in your team. But trust me, as you move up through the figures and your team starts to grow, whether that takes 6 months, 12, 2 years, whatever, you need to apply these principles if you want to run your business efficiently. Otherwise, you will be babysitting an enormous organisation by yourself if you don't start things off in the correct trend. Now, I spoke about you will effectively be the crutch for your team if you are there to answer all the questions. Now, one of the problems that we've got here, which I need to mention, is ego. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, what on earth has ego got to do with this? Now, the reason I mention ego is because, and I was guilty of this, is when people begin to ask you questions all the time, and it could be within your immediate team, it could be from teams to the sidelines, etc. It doesn't really matter. Is it feels good to have the answers to the questions. So what people fall into a trap of is being the first person in there to answer questions all the time, whether it's on your, you know, your WhatsApp or Messenger chat groups, your Facebook groups, whatever it is that you guys use. Being the first people in there answering all of these questions, that kind of strokes your ego, because you're like, yeah, you quickly establish a, you know, a reputation as someone who knows the business inside out, or your product or service inside out, all of that, which is great that you know that, but you need to develop a business where people are self-sufficient. This is, you know, if you look at entrepreneurship and network marketing, each person is an individual business owner, and you need to get them to treat it as such. And you certainly don't want to be spoon feeding them and you know, acting as a crutch for them. So systems are key, and what I'm going to share with you is quickly what I do first. And you don't have to use the exact same thing, but you can put your own spin on it, and if you use the principles behind it, it's certainly going to help you out a lot. Now, what I do is I create effectively a video tutorial library of how to. Now, all you got to think is, what are all of the common questions that people ask around your business? Not doing very well with phone calls tonight, getting hammered on them. Yeah, so all of the common questions that you get asked all the time, you just need to categorize them, just jot them down, and then all you're going to do is allocate some time. It could be that you just allocate, you know, a day or two just to go through in a quiet spot and shoot loads of videos, really short video tutorials on all of these common questions. Now, what that's going to do for you is it's going to give you a means in which that you can pass information to other people efficiently, and you can get your team used to where that information is, and they can also pass it as they start to duplicate. Now, without that, it becomes, you know, it becomes a nightmare if you're trying to do what. So let me give you an example, guys. If my video tutorial library is on Dropbox, just because I have a ton of storage on there, so that there's loads of storage. It's simply a folder, and it's how to everything. It could be from placing customer orders to sponsoring new people into the business, how to place people, how to find information, absolutely everything that is common questions in terms of your business model within your company. You want to capture them in there. And here's the trick to it: you're not going to get everything in there. That's obvious. Someone will always pose a question to you which is new and you've not captured already. So this is what you do. You simply say, "Hey John, that's a great question. Give me a second. I'm just going to shoot a quick video and I'll send it over to you, which will explain exactly how to do it." You then shoot that video, stick it in wherever your storage bank is for your tutorials, your how-to guide or whatever. And you send it across to the person. You're like, "Hey John, there's the video I spoke to you about. Do me a favor. This is where the how-to video tutorials are. This is where they're kept. Just save that for future reference, so that as you sponsor people yourself, you're able to send that across to them, and you're able to show them where to find information effectively as well. So that's really, really effective. Now, one of the root causes of this, which I want to share with you, is I know a lot of people in the UK specifically use WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp is an awesome communication tool, and it certainly is, and it's great, but there's problems with WhatsApp when we look at what we're discussing this evening, which is freeing up time in your business. Now, if you look at WhatsApp, it's great for sending voice notes, instant messaging, sharing photographs and videos quickly, but it's not easy to search out information. If you've got someone who's proficient, they obviously can star messages so that they can obviously go and reference them. But when you have new people added into your organization, they cannot see any of the text, any of the pictures, etc. that were posted prior to them entering the group, which is a problem. So that's why this is such a useful tool, because people cannot see that information. Also with WhatsApp, if you look at it, you cannot actually search for information. There's no search function on there whatsoever. Now, if you use a Facebook group, on the other hand, that's far better than WhatsApp at answering questions. Now, this is something that I've done in my own organisation, which is I've moved all questions from WhatsApp, so people can communicate freely in WhatsApp for general, sharing of some important information or questions, etc., or around nothing important. But anything that's going to be asked repetitively, those questions should go into your Facebook group. Now, the reason behind that is there's a search function on the Facebook group. So, for example, let's say that someone has asked you, a new person within the business has asked you how to place a customer order using the back office, and they're unsure. You don't want to answer that by a voice note or within your WhatsApp chat. You can simply shoot a video, post it into your Facebook group, and that will be there for the rest of the time that you keep that group active. Now, all someone has to do is simply use the search function to say how do I place a customer order, and it will pull up that video alongside any other topic that's been discussed around the same topic. So really, really cool function on the Facebook groups, which can help you out as well. So you've got an option there. You don't have to have loads of Dropbox storage or a different cloud storage system. You could even use your Facebook group for it, where you record all of these videos and post them into your Facebook group if you have a team group, which no doubt you have. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can frame that as well. Advice that I can give you is, "Evening Jerry, never seen you popping on there. Good to have you on." One of the problems, I suppose, with the Facebook group is that when you put content in there, no doubt your Facebook group will be busy, so there'll be all sorts going on there. You'll have promotions and recognition, you'll have various questions, you'll have postings for training calls and whatever else you guys have got going on. Now, what you want to do with it is, as you post your video content in there, educate the entire team on how to use the search function first and foremost. And if you want to make it even more efficient, you can create a pinned post which tells them the exact names for all of those videos that you've created. So no matter how far down the feed it goes, they can simply look at the pinned post, find the name of the video they require, and then they search for that video and it brings it up nice and easy. So really, really effective way to manage your time. Now, let me just have a look here. Also within your Facebook group is you've got as well as the pin post, you've got a file section. So if you're not familiar with that, you're able to upload documents, all sorts of information, which is you know, common for people. So it could be your price lists and other documents that are used on a day-to-day basis within your business are easily stored within that area. So guys, this is all about freeing up more time for you to work the business, because this is the truth of it. As a leader, and as you emerge as a leader, and I don't say leader if you've got a team of 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000, that's irrelevant. A leader is someone who is doing the right things and leading from the front, inspiring other people and showing them the way that the business should be worked. Now, you can't do that as you start to grow a team, even if it's 1 or 2 people, if you're consistently answering the same questions with those people over and over again. So remember what I said at the start. So you've got 2 parts to effectively freeing up your time in your business. The first part is your individual time management. Are you allocating time to tasks? Are you making sure that you are hitting the income producing activities first, because they should be your priority? Good evening, Lorraine, good to have you on. So always focusing your time and energy onto income producing activities, and then the other niff-naff and trivia can come after it, where you're slotting in some personal development, some training, some connecting with the team, etc, etc. And then the most important part that I wanted to go through this evening is the team. So your team, as you start to grow one, whether or not you have one at the minute is irrelevant. As you start to grow one, they're going to be the biggest challenge on you freeing up time in your business, because it's easy to really be pulled to one side by your team, because people always want things from you, and that's not a bad thing. You of course want to support your team 100%, but if you can have systems in place which allow you to not answer the same question 100 times over the space of a couple of weeks, and you can simply pass that information on to people, it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. So that's it, guys. A relatively short one this evening. Obviously Monday, start of the week. Hope you had an awesome weekend, whatever you were up to, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 7. If you got value from this one, just stick value in the comments box for me. If you are in a team already, or maybe you're a leader and you are starting to grow a team, and you've already noticed that your team are starting to take up and consume quite a bit of your time, just drop me a 2 in the comments so that I can see that you are relating to this and you know what I'm speaking about when it comes to you start to grow a team and you are kind of pulled off of your beaten track of income producing activities and doing the things that work in your business. So hopefully that helps you out, guys. As always, appreciate you being on here. If you think anyone else will get value from this evening's live, feel free to like, comment, tag them in the video, share it wherever you like. Sharing is caring as always. If you do share, just stick a share in the comments so that I can give you a thumbs up and just give you some recognition, because I do appreciate it whenever you guys share. Have an awesome remainder of your Monday evening, first day of the week, ready to go. Hope you guys have a powerful week, and I will catch you all through the week.